Hey guys, it's Aussie Reptilez here. Now today I'm doing my October reptile room update. Not too much has changed. I have got 2 new additions and a few things have moved around. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So as always, we will start here with Missile, the bearded dragon. Missile is very close to a year old now. He's just been given his salads. He's very close to a year old. He is son of one of my other bearded dragons, Rango. There's a nice shot of him. And yeah, so as I said, he's a year old. I've got a sibling of him too, a sister. My girlfriend also owns a sibling of him. We're not quite sure on the gender of that one. And the other 5 or so got sold. So yeah, and I believe they're all doing really well at their new homes. So yeah, he is coming up to a year old, same with his siblings. So there is Missile. Now we'll move on to these 3 enclosures, although I'll just talk about these 2 and we'll bring that one down for a better glimpse in a second. Now, Pobblebonk. His name's Pobbles and he's a banjo frog, or a Pobblebonk frog, an eastern banjo frog. And this is his enclosure. I apologise for the dirty screen, dirty glass, same within this one. I will actually wipe them down, which I probably should have done beforehand. I thought this grass was going to die, but as you can see, it's actually growing. But yeah, that is Pobbles. Then you move over to here. These are the green and golden bell frogs. There's one there. One there. The glasses, plastic's all dirty. And I believe the 3rd one is up there. That's him all tucked up in there. So, if you guys aren't aware, I did get these as tadpoles. I got 5 or 6 I believe, 6 green and golden bell frog tadpoles of my high school. 3 of them have turned into frogs. 2 of the tadpoles unfortunately did pass away. I'm not quite sure what happened there. And the 3rd one I have moved into my fish tank. Now, my last September room update, I didn't have the fish tank. I've got the fish tank back now. It was at my girlfriend's place for a while doing some stuff to my house. But yeah, they're back now, and one of the tadpoles are in there, and it's doing just perfectly fine. So, in this little container here, I do have, and I will look for it, we do have this fella right here. Sorry, right there, a little wood scorpion, and I did just feed him a cricket, so I'm not too sure on where that, here he is, this is the cricket, and grab the cricket and chuck it in front of him. I saw him sting the cricket's got not long left until it dies, and becomes a sacrifice to the mighty scorpion. I don't have a name for him. If you guys want to leave a name suggestion for a scorpion, go ahead. I like to be something cool, but yeah, just leave a suggestion there. Now my fish tank. As you can see, I finally got the fish tank back, and yeah, it's doing great. All the fish are nice, big, and healthy. While I was at my girlfriend's, I did unfortunately have one of my bristle noses pass away, and a white cloud, and one of the baby platies that one of my previous platies gave birth to. Right here is Mr. Teddy, living life, having a huge tank for him to swim in. The fish don't bother him, he doesn't bother the fish. He actually, as you can see, I've got a bit of an algae problem, so I'm going to get some snails and sucker catfish for that. But the tadpole's actually doing a pretty good job on his own. Now these, what's in there? I don't know, let's find out at the end of this video. So my fish tank's doing well, the plants are all growing in nice and good. I got 2 bubblers in there now. And yeah, so they're all nice and healthy, and the tadpole is kicking along just great. Eastern water dragons. Ignore this is when it used to be Viper's cage. Here is the suspected female, and I'm assuming the male, yeah, he's sleeping back under there. So yeah, these are my water dragons. I also received these from the school, and they're great. I got them, they were like heaps smaller than what they are now. They're growing nice and great, nice and well. Yeah, not much to say about them. They've got their heat light and UV lights and a water bowl which I need to clean. But yeah, that is the Eastern Water Dragons. There's 2 of them, but unfortunately only the one is out. Pretty simple setup. Water bowl, bricks just to keep it on that side, rock helps grind down their toenails and all that. They got their food dish, a log to get up nice to the heat, and a hide which they spend most of the time in. And yeah, so that is the water dragons. A suspected pair. They aren't actually siblings, they are from different mothers. So I could possibly produce some water dragons in the future. And yeah, I absolutely love the colour and patterning on this female here, especially on her tail. But yeah guys, that's the water dragons. Up in these tanks, you guys know the drill. I won't actually get them down in this video, but this has the silver blotched blue tongue in it. If you guys want to see that, just go back to my blue tongue collection video. And this one has, as you can see there, the Cairns or Far North Queensland locality Eastern. Let's go into this tank here. They've just made a mess. They both ate some salad. So here is E.T. E.T. is a Queensland, Townsville locality Eastern. So he's doing well. He climbs up on there and steals Rango's spot. And this is Rango, who gave birth to the other one, the baby that's over on the other side of the room. And he is a big male. He's my oldest lizard in my collection, like oldest I've owned. I've got an animal that is older than him, but I haven't owned that animal for that long. I got him since he was about the same size as his baby. And he's like 4 or 5 years old now, so he's doing really well. And he's kicking. So yeah, that is Rango and E.T. Down here, obviously we've got my other Silver Queensland, Night Fury, who is a baby hypermelanistic. Here is Ellie, Eastern cross-blotched blue tongue. And here is Gator, my other Eastern cross-blotched blue tongue. So yeah, all 4 babies live in this tank. And this is their current setup, where they'll be chilling, and they all get along, which is pretty fortunate for me. So no issues there. And yeah, 2 water bowls. I'm going to put twice the amount of food in there. And yeah, they should be all good. They've got multiple hiding spots here. Of course, they can just dig into this substrate there. Although last night they were all just curled up under there together. Now these guys are growing like a boss. All 4 babies actually. So yeah. Now this fella was from Mark Prince. The others were from a breeder I got at the expo, and then Night Fury, the hypermelanistic, is from the legend Joe Ball. And this exhibit belongs to Tiger, my yellow Eastern blue tongue, who's actually sleeping, and a Viper. Now this tank sort of has a theme, like this bearded dragon, when he's nice and warm, he's yellow. You can see some slight yellow tinges in his head. And of course I've got my yellow blue tongue. So that is them. My yellow themed tank, if you could say that. So if we go up here, we have the angle-headed dragons. But for a while there they wouldn't eat, so I had to hand feed them. And yeah, they're doing much better. They love the mealworms. I'm about to spray down their tank to keep them nice and hydrated. But yeah, they're doing well. I would like them to be doing better, so I got to work on them. Down below that is the green tree frogs, but there's one. These are the baby green tree frogs. I have 4 of them. Now the water is black, but it's not dirty. Underneath this moss here, I do have sort of the same sort of substrate as this, more actually the bottom one. And it's kind of just stained the water, which is really unfortunate. But as I keep topping up the water, it should go back to being clean. So the water's not actually dirty, it is just stained, plus this log being in it doesn't help. But yeah, that's the green tree frogs. And then below the green tree frogs, we have my southern water skink. I did say in the last video that I made about him, it wasn't Eastern, but I've just been clarified and done a bit more research, and it's definitely not an Eastern. It's a 100% a northern, a southern water skink. Now I just had his tank filled up. What I did was have a milk jug, or actually I think this one's juice. No, it might be milk. And then have it filled with a bit of water, and then it just drips in. And yeah, it kind of makes the lizard think that water's running, makes him come out, and he can, now his tank's filled up. So that is the southern water skink and his tank. Now up above these units in this tank, can't see him because there's no light. There's my 100% het for reduced pattern blue tongue. He is unfortunately tucked away up here for the time being, just as the rest is all full. I am trying to slowly introduce it back in and probably chuck him in with Echo, who's now in here by the way. But I don't know, I kind of want the pregnant females to be alone. Although I say that, and then this tank next right here has my female from Nate's Blueies, and it also has my my het albino, sorry, who is a possibly gravid female. Now this is their setup, pretty simple. The last video they were in there, but as I said, I've swapped them out because I wanted to get the females actually under a heat light, and the only way I could really get Echo out of a tub and into a unit was to put the 4 babies in the bigger tank. Now Echo is another possibly gravid female. I'm not too sure on her. She's not the biggest lizard, so she hasn't really like expanded much, but she has put on weight, and yeah, it's still early signs, but she's nice and healthy, and yeah, now I've got her under a heat light, so she should be able to incubate her babies a bit better. So yeah, she is possibly gravid, sorry, and she's a first-time mother, or possible first-time mother. She's just over a year old, so she's a bit on the young side. She was perfect with her grams and how much she weighed, but yeah, so she may not have any babies, but she might be carrying 1 or 2 up in there, and she is possibly carrying the first generation of my yellow blue tongues. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully we can get a step closer to producing more yellows for everyone else in the future. Now in here, this tank is super messy because Toothless has just shed, but obviously this here is Toothless. Oh, Toothless is actually up in this blanket. You've got Toothless, and holy cow, it's really messy. Toothless and his missus. I'm gonna have to clean that out now. It wasn't this bad yesterday. Toothless and his missus. So this is a hypermelanistic, and she is a het hypermelanistic. So that's them too. And then if we move down to here, we have this beautiful male. He's about to shed, obviously, because his colors are a bit more dull. But this guy is a Joe Ball animal, like half my animals, half my blue tongues. But yeah, sorry for the muttering and stumbling. I'm trying to set up his cage after I got him out, and yeah. Well, that is him. He's a beautiful lizard, and normally those bands are much more bright, but he's obviously going to shed, as I just said, and the UV light's stuffing up the camera. But yeah, that is my blue tongue. As I said, he's a male het hyper pos het albino. Now, as I said while we were looking at the fish tank, I do have 2 new additions to the reptile room. But in here, we have both of them. They're both in here. Come on, get down. There we are. I did try to film a video of these the other night, but it was at night time and it was way too dark. But this is my female and the male marbled geckos. Now I got these off a mate of mine for my birthday, as I said. He breeds them, and yeah, he chose to give me one of his breeding pairs for a birthday present. So that was awesome. And the female may possibly be carrying some babies now. That is the female. I don't want them getting out, because if they get out of my room, I'll never ever find them. And then there, the male. The male's got a nice, beautiful colour, and then the female unfortunately does have a bit of her tail missing, and that was actually due to a previous breeding. The male actually bit her tail. But yeah, and then I spray down the tank pretty much every night. They can drink off the leaves, they can drink off the walls. Because yeah, I could put a water bowl in there, but they'll barely drink from it. So it's easier just to spray the sides and the tanks and the sides and the side and the walls and all that. And yeah, so pretty simple setup, but it will do for them. And as I said, I just spray their tank. They also I chuck in a mixture of the small crickets, which I also feed the baby frogs, and also just the medium crickets that I feed everything else. The new additions to breeding pair of marbled geckos. So thank you guys for watching this video, my October reptile room update. I'm not quite sure, I haven't had a look back at the footage. I'm not sure how long this video will go for, if it's long or if it's quick or if it's in between. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. So that's my collection. I've got my custom built tanks, some glass tanks, and plenty more on the other side of the room over there. I also have 2 Murray River turtles, 2 other bearded dragons, and 1 more green tree frog that is not in my room. I'll do separate videos on them at a later date. For my reptile room updates, I will only do the animals that are in my room, just because it's a reptile room, not a reptile everywhere. But yeah, so that has been the update for October. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. If not, just don't. Leave a comment down below on a name suggestion for the scorpion and whatever you guys want to see next. And as always, yeah, just subscribe and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.